industry as well. So like I said, my name is Rachel Hoy. I'm a licensed real estate agent in Iowa and also an auctioneer. And I do want to put the disclaimer in there or whatnot that to be an auctioneer in Iowa, you actually don't have to have a license. So I did just want to mention that. And I will get into more of what a definition of an auctioneer is in just a bit. But I grew up in Dallas County, about 30 minutes west of Des Moines on a farm. I raised cattle with my grandma and my dad, and we have some corn and beans on the side. So a few of you watched my Sunday Fun Day live from the farm few Sundays ago. So I really enjoy just being outside, working on the farm, and catching up when I'm home on the weekends. I was an Iowa State graduate, and I majored in animal science and actually added an agricultural business minor while I was at Iowa State. And that's really where I found my calling and how this whole real estate journey actually started. So, like I said, animal science was my focus. I've always cared and loved so much about animals and livestock, but I truly had that like aha moment, like I found my calling when I was in a rural property appraisal class my last semester at Iowa State right before graduation. It was a crazy time. Looking back, all my friends did have a job lined up, and I was still a person that was like, I don't know what I want to do. And finally, after I took that class, I found my true calling and found what I really, really enjoy doing every day. So, like I mentioned, I was in a rural property appraisal class, and we had a project where we had to find out how much our family farm was worth, or any type of farmland if you didn't grow up on a family farm. And it was truly my favorite class at Iowa State. I learned so much. And I actually found Dream Dirt's website to be a helpful resource for that class because you had a land value calculator on our Dollars and Dirt website, blogs, and resources. And through that whole entire semester, I finally decided to reach out to Jason, my broker and founder of Dream Dirt Farm and Ranch Real Estate. Finally decided to reach out to him, and he recommended that I go ahead and get my real estate license. And at the time, I didn't even know what the word real estate meant. Looking back, it's crazy to think that I didn't know anything about real estate, and now here I am. I am more than ready to share information about how to sell your farm or your house or acreage by listing or auction, and just have so much good information to share with everyone now after 2 years of being in the industry. So I worked on my real estate license that summer after graduation, and actually got a full-time job with Dream Dirt on the admin team, and took over the online auction coordinator part of our farm bid machinery auction, which is Thursday at 2 p.m., kind of following in the footsteps of Nicole, who is Jason's wife and founder of Dream Dirt as well. So I'm really following in the footsteps of Nicole, as well as an online auction coordinator and female auctioneer. So I'm more than blessed that I had the opportunity to do this right after graduation, have my real estate license, help landowners, and also just do this every single day full time. I am doing all sorts of tasks with the Dream Dirt team. So, with further ado, I'll just jump right into the definition of auctioneer, because a I think it's a definition that some people just don't always understand. And so, according to Merriam-Webster, all an auctioneer is an agent who sells goods at an auction. So I've sold houses, acreages, lands, all sorts of land, hunting, CRP, tillable land. I've sold all sorts of that by auction and also listings as well. And that's where my real estate license comes into play, with that, is having listings. So I've helped sell thousands of dollars of real estate on online land auctions, live auctions, and truly can call myself a female auctioneer. And for whoever is watching right now and thinking like, what the heck, you don't look like an auctioneer, Rachel. Like, I would never imagine you calling yourself an auctioneer. Like, what are you talking about? And I think for a while, it was a little weird for myself to call myself an auctioneer, because I always just said like, oh, I'm a real estate agent. But I truly am an auctioneer. And I know I'm not your typical auctioneer where you think of a guy walking in, maybe in a cowboy hat, and just having that really cool accent and draw, or just that really cool tone to their voice. And I love listening to auctioneers. Don't get me wrong. Like, I give them so much credit, those that can actually chant, because you do not want to hear me. Like, no way. I don't know any of the tongue twisters. I could probably sell $1 and that's about it. So I'm super thankful for all the auctioneers out there that can chant, because I do rely on them for live auctions. But going back to, I'm not your typical auctioneer. So some of you might be thinking, okay, so why do you call yourself an auctioneer? Or what do you do every single day? Or like, what do you do, Rachel? So I kind of broke it into thinking it as being an online auctioneer and also a live auctioneer that accepts online bids. So I'm going to start out just a quick rundown of online auctions, and I'm going to cover this in another episode later, really break it down, but I did want to include this in this episode. So what I do mostly every day, or when I have an auction, is that for an online land auction, I'm really connecting with those bidders. I'm helping them get registered on our bidding software. It's called Bid Capture. It's at bid.dreamdirt.com. So I'm helping with that registration process, calling them, checking in on the bidders. I'm also reducing the bid increments, watching the bidding increase, talking to sellers throughout this whole entire process. Man, I make so many phone calls to bidders and both sellers, and just making sure it's a stress-free moving environment, and that it's really ticking along in the 30 days that an auction is usually up on our website for an online land auction. So I help do all the behind the scenes work of that, adding the auction to the website, getting pictures, drone video. I also want to give credit to Kristen is watching, and Stephanie. They're part of the admin team for Dream Dirt. Kristen makes all of my photos and drone work look pretty and actually nice for marketing and advertising. And Stephanie helps with all the closing process and a bunch of just the other little details that go into building the auctions on our website. So I truly am an auctioneer for online land auctions, because I am controlling that bid increments, accepting the bids, and still connecting with the seller and making sure they're good and ready to go and confirm the land to sell. So that's a little part about online land auctions. It is a little more cool, and the environment is more fast paced during a live and online auction. And I'm definitely an auctioneer for that as well, even though typically Jason or Tom are actually auctioneering and chanting away. I'm also an auctioneer at that event too. So with the live and online auction, I am accepting the bids from the online bidders through our online bidding software, and also relaying the information, what the auctioneer is chanting in his voice, what he's asking for, what he's accepting from the live bid, and actually hitting the sold button when the auctioneer chants the word sold and actually says it. So we all team up, we help each other out on auction days, and it's truly really fun. If you guys are looking for something to do, this Saturday we have a farm equipment auction, estate auction in Creston, and Tom will be chanting away. You don't have to listen to me. I'm sure Jason and Ty might chant too, but I will be accepting those bids, working all the online auction platform of it, and getting those items sold as well. So with that, I also wanted to make note that you're probably thinking of females that are in the industry as being a clerk or someone that works in the office, which is another role that I do play at a live and online auction. Is that I will say that I am a clerk. I do help out in the trailer, getting people checked in to bid, giving them their bidder numbers when they come to pay and pay out. I'm running their invoice and help settling with that process as well. So kudos to everyone out there that is also a clerk as well. It's a lot of work. It's sometimes stressful on our part, but that's probably where you're thinking of seeing people like me, females that are more in the office setting and doing all the clerk behind the scenes work, not actually chanting. So my last point that I really want to make today in this video is a lot of people sometimes ask me, Rachel, what is it like being a female auctioneer in a male dominant industry? Like, doesn't isn't that hard? Don't you feel like you have to be powerful in this type of industry? Because males can just walk into the room and just um, be so much more powerful or loud or get the job done and stuff like that. So, and that's why I think you really see auctioneers more as male. But I truly love being a part of the industry. I don't think being a female sets me apart too much. And actually, we deal more with female landowners than we do with males. And I enjoy talking to the females who are executors of an estate because we just click so well because I pay attention to details, I'm oriented, I am a perfectionist through the whole entire process. And I believe that's truly why a lot of um, landowners pass their estate down to their daughters because they know they can get the job done as well and they're going to pay attention to the littlest of details. So, and I love communicating with people and just having those chatty conversations. And I know that selling the farm, the title of these episodes in the season and whatnot, can be a little emotional. Just the word selling the farm, that gives a lot of emotion. So if you are looking for someone just to chat, have an hour-long phone call with, I love doing that. I'm a very chatty person. I love talking to people on the phone too. And I want this to really be open to anyone that owns land. I know I have thrown the words female and male out there a lot in this video, and I enjoy working with anyone. And I really want to stress that I am a free resource to people that need help with any sorts of questions. So if you have questions about selling a farm, feel free to comment on this video, message, email me, call me today, anything. I really want to answer questions that people have. I do have a list that I want to cover of frequently asked questions that landowners do ask me, and I really think this is going to be good, these Facebook Lives for everyone to watch back on, and I'm just so excited for those who join in on my journey and kind of learn more about what I do. Like I said, my friends and family are on this page as well. Thank you for supporting me throughout this. And I just want everyone to start to become more familiar that what I do in this auction industry, what I can do for you and provide you for listings as well. There's all sorts of ways that you can sell your land, and that will definitely come back in an episode, the different methods of selling land. But like I mentioned, I am a licensed real estate agent. I am an auctioneer in Iowa, and when you go to vet out auctioneers or agents or anyone to help sell your land, I would really look into what they know and understand professionally, how they are licensed. I did mention that in Iowa you don't have to have a license to be an auctioneer, and I highly recommend, if you are thinking of doing an auction, that you choose someone that is at least a licensed broker and a licensed real estate agent, because we have been through so many classes as well and know so many details, the legal purposes of selling land. So I just wanted to keep it short. It was about 20 minutes, and I hope you enjoyed watching me over your over your lunch hour. My bad. And I will be posting next week's topic later this week. I haven't quite decided when I want to hit next, so if you have a really good topic, feel free to share with me. And if I rambled on too much, I'm so sorry, but this is my first video, and I'm super excited to share all the information I have learned over these past few years, all the information I've learned from working for Dream Dirt, and get to know you guys better as well. So I hope you all take care, and I hope some of you get some rain, and I'll send it your way. Send it east or however, which way you need it, because it's definitely pouring here. So take care, and I'll talk to you later, guys.